Scruffy. It's a little different meow. So I have your ocean whitefish and kibble. So this is the last of the can. So we get a fresh can tomorrow. Just ready for dinner. Open up the door here. So you got your plate. So it rained overnight, but it was sunny and dry today. Weather is cooler than yesterday. So there's actually a draft right now. So I probably should go out and not let all the cold air and the bugs in. But Scruffy's going to have to move first. So if you saw yesterday, or the previous video, I ended up feeding Scruffy in the middle of the night. So I heard him meow, so I came out. So that was before the rain. Okay. Food on the table. Scruffy's on the move, and I'm not done yet. Wow. On the mat. Okay. So if I seem low energy right now, it's because, yeah, I'm really depressed. So my financial nightmare situation has now officially occurred. So I've been officially screwed now. Just really hoping I'd dodge a bullet. But yeah, I've officially been screwed. So the only silver lining is that a while back described how I could be 2x screwed because the situation is so screwed up that I was actually at risk of losing twice as much as I should. So that did not happen, and I only lost the full amount instead of twice the full amount. So it's not good. In fact, it's really bad, but because of how screwed up the situation is, it could have been a lot worse. Twice as bad. But either case, I was screwed. This should have never happened. So I'm really depressed right now. So I spent the day researching legal recourse. Yeah, I actually lose more than 1x. So it's like 1x plus like 1/5. Yeah, 1 1/5. So anyway, I'm screwed. So I found a list of clinics that are run by law schools designed to help people who have problems in this particular industry, so financial securities. So they only help you with claims under certain amounts, but I think I qualify. So in the grand scheme of things, I can recover from this being screwed over, because my worst case didn't happen, but it's still a lot of money to me. So anyway, I think my plan of action right now is to contact all of these clinics and see if any one of them will take my case, or see if anyone believes I have a shot of getting recourse. So I spent most of the day trying to type up a letter describing my problem and asking for help. So yeah, the other advantage of these clinics are I don't think they charge much, if anything. It depends on your financial situation. Though I think if your financial situation is good, they won't even take the case, and you're expected to get a lawyer. But yeah, because the amounts are not large enough, and I'm sure the system's rigged against me, that I suspect if I had to hire a lawyer, I'd probably lose more on the lawyer than what I'd actually get back from a settlement. And that's assuming I won, and I think the system's probably rigged in a way that I probably won't win. So I'm hoping that, yeah, going this clinic route may get me something for minimal fee. So I feel like crap right now. Can't believe I've been struggling with this for over, I think it's been I think it's been not quite 2 months yet so far. And it's basically been all bad news for the last 2 months. And actually, yeah, I haven't had good news in a long time. So I think the last good news I had, it's been several years. Because basically it's first my father's dying, and then passed away, and then we get the pandemic and the lockdowns, and then my business was killed by my government, and now this, can't seem to cut a break. And by break, I mean, one good day. Okay, I think it's food time here, Scruffy. Oops. Looks like I almost knocked him over. Wasn't penning that hard. Okay, let's get your food. So let's see. I didn't see Scruffy until lunch today. And yeah, he was resting in the same corner he's been in the past couple days. So I made sure to double check, make sure he was there, because I think yesterday I didn't see him, even though he was there. So sure enough, he was there, and yeah, he didn't look like he wanted to come over. So this time I went back inside, and I actually tried to make sure I filmed him the whole way through, because usually, or the past few days, he's been waiting for me to go back inside, and then only after I'm completely inside does he start walking over. And I'm curious if he was just taking a really long time to come over, and it was coincidental that by the time I came in, that's when he started walking over, or if he was actually deliberately waiting. And so I was filming him and trying to close and lock the door, and because I only had one hand free, I kept fumbling trying to get the lock to lock. Yeah, it's a little finicky. But because of that, it took me longer to finish locking the door. And sure enough, Scruffy did not come over until I was completely done locking the door. So he was deliberately waiting for me to go back inside. And then he came over, and he didn't drink the water, but he actually just sat kind of in front, or sat a little bit away from the door, I think, and was just looking at me. So I think it's weird that he waits for me to leave and then comes all the way over to the door. It seems like he's expecting me to do something, but if you want me to do something, you should come over when I'm outside. So anyway. So let's see. I went for a walk late this afternoon. I was trying. I felt like crap all day. Thought maybe taking a walk might help. It didn't. And my legs were actually a little tired from the long run I did yesterday. So I was kind of feeling it. It's just, I guess, the combination of the depression plus the fatigue in my legs. Yeah, I basically in the second lap I was already ready to call it quits, so I didn't do a third lap. I actually forgot to bring my camera because my head's in another place right now. But I didn't see any cats. And I take that back. On my way back, I saw the porch cat leaving the porch that he's normally on, and he was crossing the street and walking into the driveway of the house right across the street. So I'm guessing the porch cat probably just finished eating, and then I don't know why he leaves. But I've seen the porch cat cross that street before. disappear into the house across the street. So yeah, it was a little colder today, so I had to put on heavier clothing. I think yesterday, with my long run, it was warm enough that I didn't have to wear my heavy clothing. So we lost a bit of temperature. So I didn't think it was going to rain last night. I thought the rain was supposed to be tonight, but yeah, the forecast seems to have changed. Or maybe it was today, but anyway. So now the forecast is clear, I think, for the next couple days, and then there's another forecast of rain, and then I think it clears again, and then I think another forecast of rain. So looks like we're going to continue getting these possible intermittent showers, which is actually good for us. So let's see, I mentioned yesterday I broke my watch band. Or I didn't really break it, it just kind of wore out. So the watch band that comes with my watch is not very good. So actually the one I had was a replacement, and that one actually was pretty good. I'm actually surprised it finally gave out, but I guess, yeah, after a really long time, I guess they all eventually go kaput. So I was looking for a new watch band online. Haven't. So the problem is, yeah, there are now so many choices on Amazon. I can't tell like which ones are crap and which ones are decent. So I also tried to fix my watch band, or at least kind of jury rig a fix. I tried using some electrical tape to kind of keep it in place, but yeah, it wasn't strong enough, and it broke again. I think I might try it one more time with duct tape and see if that's strong enough, but I kind of suspect it won't be. And when it broke, I almost lost the pin bar. I think if it breaks again, I'll probably have a high chance of losing that again too. If I lose the pin bar, then I was looking up the replacements, and because they're basically just little tiny parts, you get screwed on the shipping. So it's probably not even worth buying a replacement pin bar. It's probably better just to buy a new watch. The watch I have is really cheap. It's one of those famous Casios. I don't know why they're so popular. I mean, I like them because they're cheap and they work, and they're pretty lightweight, so you don't really notice them. And then you have to worry about them getting banged up, scratched, or whatever because they're so cheap. It's like, who cares? Buy a new one if it gets really messed up. Though I found the problem with my them, at least recently, has been the watch bands have gotten so cheap that they break really quickly for me. So I need to get a better watch band. But yeah, I read the claim that the nickname for this watch is the terrorist watch or something like that. So I guess the rumor is that for those homemade detonation devices that you'd see in the movies, this is a popular watch to use for those. I don't know if that's true or not, but That's what a claim I read. But yeah, the other reason I found that I like getting the really cheap watches because when the battery dies, I've tried replacing the batteries on watches before, but I like getting the water resistant watches because I tend to like wash dishes and do laundry. And, um, yeah, basically I'll get it wet. I even go swimming with it when I go swimming. I haven't gone swimming in years since, especially since the pandemic, but you never have to worry about the watch. But when I replace the battery, it breaks the water resistant seal. And so I learned the hard way that basically you can't replace the battery and expect the water resistant seal to stay intact. However, I actually just recently found out there might be a way to replace the battery and protect the seal with using a silicone grease. So I was going to try that, but by the time I found out about the silicone grease, I had already bought a new watch. So actually, I have a dead watch that I have from last time I bought a replacement. So I'm planning to try replacing the battery on that, and I might do it because that one still has the default. I swapped the watch band, so that one has the new intact watch band, even though it's probably going to rip on me. But since I don't have a working watch band, I think I might use it until I can get a proper replacement. So with my financial problem, the cheapest watch is about all I can afford. No designer watches for me. And yeah, searching for watch band replacements, I also found apparently there's a really popular movement to get. I've never heard of them. I'm not a watch enthusiast, but I guess they're called native watch bands, and they look like they're made of some sort of fabric. And they seem really popular for some reason. And yeah, a lot of people are putting native watch bands on these really cheap watches. And these native watch bands cost way, way more than the watch, which is kind of funny. I don't think I want to get a native watch band if they're that expensive, but they do look sturdy. So if I see a cheap enough one, maybe I'll try that. But I don't think they're that cheap. I don't know if NATO is the brand or not, or if it's just a type. Okay, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.